We'll consider the electric field being produced by a charged sphere. When we are considering a sphere, here we include both, that is, metallic sphere and non-conducting spheres as well. First of all, we will consider the points which are common to both. For example, if you give a charge to a sphere, any sphere, it might be conducting, non-conducting, hollow or solid. You give the charge Q and you consider 2 points, one on the surface and the other outside the surface. Say this is the distance capital R, that means the radius of the sphere, and this is the distance of the point. Remember, when we say the distance of point from the sphere, it's always giving the meaning of distance from the center. For example, if we join the two hands this way, the distance between them is not 0. It would be considered as the distance between the center of mass of the two systems. Likewise, here also, when we consider the distance of the point, this is the distance from the center. For these 2 points, that is one on the surface and one outside, all the spheres, charged spheres, behave in similar manner. Say this is P, this is P1. For P, first of all, the electric field is going to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square for all spheres. Then this point that is outside this sphere, the field is going to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square. For outside region, you need not bother with whether the sphere given is conducting or not conducting. But when it comes to inside, one has to be extra alert, because now the two spheres would behave in different manners. Suppose you consider a conducting sphere. In conducting sphere, as you know, there is no field inside. In a conductor, whatever be the shape, there is no field inside. So no question arises for any formula. You are not going to explore anything new here. The field is 0, it is well known. Inside the conductor, the field always is equal to 0. So this is going to be the graph for electric field by the conducting sphere. Here, the field would be this way. Throughout the sphere inside, we have taken only half of the portion. Throughout here, the field is going to be 0. All of a sudden, it reaches the maximum value, that is equal to, here you see, x equal to capital R. Here the field is going to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square. In this region, electric field follows this principle. This is regarding conducting sphere. Now, non-conducting sphere. If it is non-conducting, things are entirely different. There is ocean change between their behavior inside. When it comes to non-conducting, the whole charge is distributed throughout the body of the sphere. In this case, if you consider a point inside, say this P2 point, this is at a distance, suppose small x, center is still this distance, that is radius, capital R. These 2 points we have already covered. The term is that for P2. At P2, the electric field would be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Qx upon RQ. You could say the field here is linearly depend on the distance x. What is x? X is the distance of the point concerned from the center of the sphere. If you plot the graph for non-conducting sphere field by it. This is going to be the graph because the field would linearly depend. This is going to be the graph. It will depend linearly, and outside again the same behavior. Inside it is linear. This is y axis. This should not be confused with this is axis actually. This axis representing field, this representing the location or the x coordinate. Here x is equal to capital R. So when it comes to comparison, we could say throughout the conducting sphere the field is 0 inside, but in this non-conducting sphere the field is linearly dependent. It's going to be 0 at the center, but it will start increasing from center itself, and regularly it will reach the maximum value at the surface. Then there is one more case that we should remember, that is a charged ring. This is ring. See, like this ring. If you go this way, you take the point here. That will be the point on the axis of the ring. And if you take the point, this one, this point, this will be considered as own axis, as the point on the own axis. So to show that point has been taken on the own axis, the ring would be shown this way. And you are considering the point here. Suppose it is at a distance small x. So point is here. This is the distance x. And the radius of the ring is r. The charge that has been given to the ring is plus q. Sometimes we also use the term ring of charge. Sometimes we say charged ring. You want to find the field here. See, it's going to be directly away from the center of the ring, and its value is given here 1/4 pi epsilon naught qx upon r square plus x square to the power 3/2. This will definitely go on decreasing with the increasing distance. And for a larger point, this will be dead just like a point charge.